Hey everyone, how's it going? Octopus here and welcome back to evercrisis. There is so much to talk about. A little bit of spoilers on new character coming out. If you play the Easter event, Kate Sith costume and Tifa costume are showcased, but Kate Sith is huge because that means that he is verified to be coming into the game, which means a new buffer, debuffer, healer, new mechanics, luck system, haste, who knows, right? So with that being said, plus limited banners right now, we're going to talk about Aerith and Lucia and how they compare to what's currently happening and what's to come. I'm going to show you guys a wish list, things you should go for if you are building Lucia either fire or ice. I've got builds for that as well. So let's jump in and talk about if these characters are even worth it at the moment with everything going on. So long story short, if you're here for yes or no, you can completely skip out on these banners and be perfectly fine. As a veteran or someone who's going to dump a lot of blue crystals, your investment is better over on these limited banners and future characters. These banners are not bad. Aerith is technically a power creep when it comes to costumes. She's now the best costume in the game, and I'm going to show you why. Lucia can be useful in a couple places, but realistically, if you didn't pull for this, it wouldn't hurt you. Aerith has become a very powerful magic character, so we're going to talk about Aerith first, her setup and her wish list. So the costume itself, looking weird pose. I think they could have done a little bit better, but it also is super adorable. When it comes to the weapon, I know HP looks bad, but now that we have new R abilities and we reach our magic attack goal very quickly, attack, R abilities, fire, potency, this HP is very valuable. And when you mix this HP, I'm going to go do the costume first here. There's no HP. Survivability is key right now. Having it on your weapon is very, very good. So why is this costume a power creep? That is because it has no physical or magic attack boost up, +5. It gives us boost magic ability potency, which is hard to build on these Arcanum characters because of how much fire potency we need. This is Arcanum, 35%. Huge damage, making her a very top tier DPS when it comes to fire. And if you are wondering what I'm talking about, if you're new to the game or just like, okay, I kind of need to refresh what you're saying, look at Sephiroth. Here's my Sephiroth build. This isn't a fully maxed out main weapon, and I'm using a very powerful weapon in the back for more ice, right? Giving me 55 R ability for boost attack, which is the max. If I were to just max out his main hand right now and keep it there, that's 46 boost magic. We'll only need 9 more points, which a costume's not enough. So you have to run a second weapon no matter what, unless he gets a new weapon later on. So this makes boost attack magic a dead R ability. This is doing nothing for this setup for me. Obviously right now, while I need it, it does do it because I have 58. But as of now, once I upgrade my main hand weapon, this is dead and all I have is 35%. Where Aerith's new costume and future costumes like this is going to be very powerful because it's harder to max out this R ability, and it's also not necessary to have that boost magic. So with that being said, her weapon brings in boost HP 46. If you main hand it, you're going to be rocking 70% HP. If you offhand it, you're going to be rocking 30% HP. Really good compared to just 10 points from a costume, which would only give you 15%. So we automatically get 30% for having the HP here instead of on the costume. And the costume gives us 10 points towards the magic attack R ability. So let me show you the wish list. After this, there's an all cure on here, which means you can sub heal. Not really necessary, but it's nice to have in the back pocket. And we're going to get 39 boost attack fire potency on the main hand or 19 on the offhand. With all those numbers, let's talk about a wish list because she is a powerful fire DPS. Very powerful. All right, for Aerith, this is very straightforward, very powerful. She has survivability, R ability, stance, everything. You be rocking her Sun Umbrella in the main hand to go along with her costume. So we're going to get 39 points from here, plus a 10. We're going to be at 49, which is 70% increase to our damage. Then you're going to rock Flamethrower to complement Sun Umbrella because we need to boost out our magic. So boost magic right now would be at 46. You throw in Flamethrower, which also gives boost magic and fire potency of 39, cut in half. That gives us well over the max we need for boost magic attack. Now we take this in Aerith's second hand, and we're going to be rocking that boost HP with fire. And then you're going to take Sephiroth's and Red 13's weapon because Red 13 will give you 31 boost attack along with Sephiroth's boost attack here. You could do Zack's, but you can also run Zack on the same party. Zack will buff both himself and Aerith with his new weapon. And all Zack really needs this on the main hand, plus one more weapon that has fire on it to give him 65, which he gets from his new weapon. So Zack will have 100% fire damage with just his own weapon. So letting you play both Zack and Aerith on the same team, and then he can run all the other magic stuff or attack stance and whatever else he wants. Obviously, there's going to be a little bit of nerf there, but having both of them on the team is really good. To give you a visual of Aerith, of what I just said, let me just throw this up real quick for you guys. Pretend Aerith has her costume on. She'll be running the main umbrella here. New weapon over here. The only problem with Lucia and Aerith is that their weapons only go up to like 600%. Nothing in the 800 or 1000 like Zack. So you have to rock yourself some kind of 5-star or 4-star fire magic materia, which only gets a boost to 20% on her Sun Umbrella or the other weapon. But that's what the main hand's going to look like. Use Ifrit for the summon, Flamethrower, Sephiroth Sword, and Rage Caller. That way, with Rage Caller and Sephiroth Sword, you'll be hitting 20% and the 50% from the Sun Umbrella, plus the Flamethrower. You're rocking another 50 there, giving her high magic attack stance. So you can see I don't have a full build here, but rocking over 3,000. I don't have the costume on, nothing. So that's what your Aerith is going to look like. This is a really good wish list, especially if you have Zack and you want to just put Zack and Aerith together because they're a power couple. Definitely, this is a great wish list to go for because it also complements him too if you ever have to just use one of them or both of them. Plus, this works for every magic user possible. So, Aerith, very, very good. This is a waifu / skippable banner. If you really like Aerith, this is going to work out. But if you want more powerful, I would still do this banner for Zack because his weapon does hit over 1,000. And you might be saying, well, it's limited. It's a limited banner that will come back. And also on these limited banners, you can spend less blue crystals, get 2 costumes, and not 1, but 2, 3. And if you go to page 3, 4, 5 guaranteed weapons, not including weapon parts, versus back to the old style poll where you do a full page, 1 weapon, 1 costume, no more guaranteed weapon. And then you just get the costume for the other character. And if you go on page 3, you get yourself guaranteed 1 more weapon. So for the same price of 3 pages worth of polls, limited banner is still better to go for because you are going to get an OB6 weapon right now, plus weapon parts over time. And then these come back for wish listing with new weapons. It's going to be much more powerful than waiting a very long time to get just your first, second, third, fourth copy off this banner. Because RNG is bad sometimes. So that's Aerith. Let's jump to Lucia. Alright, so when it comes to Lucia, Lucia has fire and ice in her costume, which is just like Red 13's, but Red 13 actually has a fire weapon, the Rage Caller, to go along with this, where she doesn't have a fire or ice weapon that has good damage on it. Right? She's got buff duration plus 10%, really good. That'll be giving us a 40% increase. And sorry, 10 points, giving us a 40% increase. And you can see we have fire resist with fire ability and ice ability. So she has 2 builds you guys can go for here. Now, that being said, again, her fire setup out replaced by Zack's, and her ice setup out replaced by Cloud's, right? Cloud has a really good ice setup. But we're talking about if you are going to pull for her, how should you build her? Is she necessary? Is it worth it? It seems really good to have a buff and a flame Frost Rabbit Ears, right? Red 13 has the same kind, but he doesn't get this buff one, which he really needed. It would have been nice on Red 13, but somehow he got screwed over. The thing is, with these buff durations, all you gotta do is pull 4-point Shuriken, get it OB6, OB7, and you are getting HP survivability with buff extension. And this buff extension will actually give you 120% as an offhand weapon. Fully maxed out is 19 points, 80%. 80% instead of a costume that just gives you 40. So for double this one basic weapon on the setup that characters need survivability is already good enough to not pull for the costume. But the costume does have it. If you want to go for a full debuffer, Lucia can do that. Use this with one of her other weapons, like Yuffie's weapons, and then do the ice route, and she can become a very, very powerful 3 times your buff duration or debuff. And that's what she's leaned towards, being more of a buff and debuffer with some sort of damage. Because her weapon does have a total of 620% fire damage while lowering magic defense on high. Really good. Boost ability potency 46 for magic attack, and boost fire potency 39. She's got a triangle sigil, which is very powerful, needed in a lot of quests, and 2 magic slots. So how would you build her? What's the wish list? In my opinion, this is the wish list. Flamethrower, Crystal Sword, Sephiroth's Fire Sword, not the physical, the boost attack one, and Rage Caller. Anything else you really put in this, it's hard to justify. This is the Thunderbird route, and the way this build works is that you're going to be running her new weapon in the offhand and Thunderbird in the main hand. If you don't do this, you won't get max boost attack. I'll show you the other build, but boost attack, magic, 62 points, giving you max. That's giving her a total of high percentage on everything. So she would look like this for this build. Here's her first build. So Thunderbird, this is the Thunderbird build. That's going to complement fire. That's her new fire weapon. She has to use a fire materia or fully maxed out version for 620, depending on what you got first. Ifrit for a summon, and here's the 3 weapons in the back, right? This is the calculations that I did on stream with everyone. Thunderbird build, 62 magic attack at max, 69 physical normal attack, 25%, 50 from that one. Fire potency will be at 77, give us 100% fire potency. And the new weapon gives us half in the offhand, giving us 30%. Compared to the other build where you put the new weapon in the main hand, I'm going to show you that right now. I prefer this build, the Thunderbird, but let me show you the other one. All right, so for the other one, we're going to do Lucia's new weapon in the main hand. So this will be the Rose Musket build. That'll be on the main hand. Lucia's wind weapon, the pulse gun, will be on her offhand. And then for the weapons you're going to pull for, Flamethrower, Cloud's Mithril Saber, and Yuffie's Crystal Cross. The build is going to look something like this. And this one works out, and I'm going to show you the math on both of them and why I kind of say both of them. Honestly, don't build her fire build. There's other better fire characters. You most likely have other fire characters worked on. But if you're dead set on Lucia's costume and you want to utilize that fire, new weapon main hand, wind weapon offhand for the boost attack. You're going to do Flamethrower, Mithril, and the reason being is because that's going to equal up to one of the best percentages overall. Again, this gives or takes how many overboost weapons you have and everything, but these are the goals you aim for to eventually get everything OB10. So with this setup, our fire potency is going to be 85%. Our magic attack is going to be max because all 3 of these weapons above my head are all boost magic, right? So that's giving us a total of 50% max increase. Our boost magic, our attack stance, that's on the new weapon, will give us 70% potency while in a full attack stance. And then we're going to get boost attack 30% increase. So the give and take here is that if we do this version over here, we get an extra 25% in our boost attack, right? Where this boost attack is from the saber and it's the attack stance one. So this is the boost ability stance. Let me get that correct for you guys. So the new weapon does just magic attack, and this one has both physical and magical. We get an increase of 30%, but this build has no real boost attack except for the offhand weapon, which is very, very little. So getting this is only worth 23 points, which brings us to 7% increase, losing 18% damage, which is like 500 attack loss, which is really big. And the numbers aren't that far off. I think I forgot to write it here, just because it is part of the build there and everything else isn't. So between these two, I prefer the Thunder build, but her ice setup is much better. So aim towards the ice one. If you want to do fire, these are the 2 options I came up with. There might be more. There might be something I'm missing. You guys can leave it down in the comment section. But here's a rough idea of what you could aim towards. All right, so Lucia's ice build is actually very, very powerful. Bald Eagle is a given here. It's got physical, maxed out R ability, boosted ice potency at 39, and it has 30% ice materia slot, which is needed because this is a non-elemental weapon. There is no ice weapon on her, but she does have an ice materia slot. So this weapon alone will max out everything. Mad Minute's gonna give you survivability plus attack stance, physical attack stance. We got 2 weapons for boosting ice and boosting her attack, and then more attack stance, boost physical attack stance with more boost attack. Showing you guys the setup. That's the wish list. It's solid. You can't go wrong. She'll be very, very strong, and she'll look exactly the way I have it here. No substitute. You don't need her new weapon. You just pull for that weapon to complement if you do get more fire stuff later on down the line. And she does get a fire weapon, that weapon will be good to have. But Bald Eagle, full max R ability 55, Mad Minute, giving you that HP of 31, cut in half 15. Again, just like Aerith setup, you get 30% increase in HP, better than a costume, right? And then you go on those sub weapons. Enemy launcher, which has 31 boost attack. This one has 46, so 2 of these are 46, giving you the whole max 55. So you're maxed out on physical attack and you're maxed out on attack boost. So you have a total of 75% to go towards your stats, right? And then the ice potency is well over what you need. 2 weapons are at 39, giving you 39 ice there, plus her main weapons at 39. That's 78 points, giving you 100% ice ability. So she has maxed out attack, boost attack, ice potency, plus she's maxed out on that attack stance because of the Barrett weapon, plus this weapon, you're hitting 80%, right? So very, very, very powerful. And she has her costume to go along with that, with the buffing. And if you want more survivability, again, Yuffie's Shuriken will definitely help out with that. And the costume mixed with the Barrett weapon and the main one, another 10 points there. It's just really good overall. Her ice setup I really like, especially because it has the materia boost. But, again, compared to the limit break ones and Kate Sith having a costume coming out, this is all on just having who's your waifu and husbando. Pull for your favorite. All these can work out. They are good, but this banner is technically a skip banner in my opinion, because nothing screams like this is what you really need or this is really, really strong. It's something just more for new players, just to have that little extra, or just choices on characters. Overall, the choice is yours in the end. Have fun with the game, enjoy. Hopefully on my wish list help out. A little bit of like insight of what's going on and comparisons. I hope that all helps out. If not, and you want to talk to the rest of the community, Discord link down below. There's a Final Fantasy general chat there, poll channel, co-ops, whatever you guys need. All the help is there besides me. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching. Keep on smiling, and I'll smell you later.